This is the 5th toughest parkrun in Australia. This one is so tough it has its own hill marshal. Toughest parkrun in Queensland. There are 140 parkruns in Queensland. 46 out of the 140 parkruns are done. This will be number 47. Ocean View Parkrun. It's time to introduce myself.
Go!
If there's anything I'm learning quickly on this course, it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. It's a fresh 10 degrees here this morning. Beautiful spot in a vineyard. The terrain, it's going to be a mix of pretty much grass with compact dirt. The actual kind of how it feels underfoot, it's a bit angled. Oh, look, another hill. After half a K, finally hit a decent downhill. Get the heart rate back down a bit, get your breath back. But you do need to be careful of the footing here, because it is kind of not really uneven and the stress on your ankles. But you know, lumpy grass bits, just watch your footing. And especially with dewy grass on a winter morning, you've got to be careful you're not slipping. Do you need trail shoes? If it'll be raining wet, I'd say yeah. Otherwise, as long as your road shoes have got some grip on them, you'll be fine. That first 500 did seem a bit relentless. The ups and downs or angled terrain. And that was a nice stretch of at least 500 where it's pretty flat or downhill. So relax, take it easy, get ready for those climbs to come. There are some short sealed sections of asphalt, and here's the cool part, so you go through a gate and into the paddock. The paddock is a bit of a minefield. Just past the 1 kilometre mark by about 100 metres, and you hit this long, slightly windy incline up this hill, and this is not even the hill labelled, affectionately, I'm sure, the Hill of Despair. What's going to be interesting is comparing Ocean View Parkrun as the second hardest parkrun in Queensland with Nambour, because the terrain is so different, and yet these inclines and the up and downs do seem pretty relentless here and long, just as they are at Nambour, but a different terrain. Obviously a different kind of climate with the humidity you get at Nambour. Top of that first long rise, you can see the view down into the vineyards and the valley of the winery here. Beautiful scenery here, beautiful parkrun. Time for a bit of a jog, pick up the pace on the downhill, make the most of it. Just coming to the bottom of that downhill, nice little spot to stretch your legs out, pick up the pace. Depending on what the weather's been like, you will get muddy patches like that. You can see along the course as well, but nothing major. My estimate is it's only after those real heavy rains that it's going to be a hassle. There's a creek crossing here. You've got the option to dry or wet. Now there's a section here where there's mud, but we have these stepping stones to get through, because this mud isn't all mud. As you can imagine, with plenty of cows roaming around, there's stuff other than mud. We're about to hit the Hill of Despair. So you can see our first rise there, but then you can see a second rise up at that person who's up on top. Let's see if we can take this big boy on, hey? Steady, rhythm, no quit. Well, that's the first rise, and no quit for this old bugger. So there's a Marshal up there, giving us a wave. So let's take on this second rise. It's a bit of a lung buster. And here we have it, the only parkrun I know of that has its own official hill marshal. Good. In this vineyard section here, so go down, zigzag, up and down through the different vine rows. And what they've done is they've marked the rows where you need to go up them with their parkrun red arrows here. So we get to the top of this row, right along the top, and there'll be another arrow somewhere to turn down the next one. Personally, I hate running on grass, so it's good that I'm here. Character building. If I want to keep it as a moderate effort, there's going to be some run walk because of those consistent ups and downs. The amount of time you're on grass and in paddocks actually feels more like an orienteering course than a parkrun course. Maybe that's a new thing we could introduce. Parkrun orienteering. Giddy up. And the gate rule on the course, it's a closed gate when you get to it. Open and close. If it's open when you get to it, leave it open. Now we've got another slight rise coming up, and then nice downhill stretch back towards the start. As much as this is a slight incline, I'd rather be running on this stuff than the grass. The course profile here, the course shape, I like it. If someone's going to get lost on these things for some reason, despite army navigation training, I get lost on these things. Today, it's so well marshaled, so well marked out. The course profile is so varied, it's actually enjoyable and it's not a stress. I don't know about you, some parkruns I've been to that got these, I don't know, profiles or shapes that aren't necessarily straightforward. You know, you change your dog leg on the third lap or whatever, but hey, am I supposed to remember that stuff if you've got no one to follow? So well marked and marshaled. So hats off to the Ocean View volunteer team. How does this elevation profile compare to Nambour? Well, I haven't ran Nambour A, but I've ran the Nambour B, which apparently has got a few extra metres elevation in it. Ocean View, why doesn't it hit that Queensland's hardest or toughest parkrun? It's not as relentless as Nambour. Nambour has long sections of hills, so that's the first 450 metres out of the way, all uphill to start, and they are steep, long sections of hills. There we go, this bloody monster, would you? And just as you get your breath back and your heart rate back down on Nambour, bang, you get hit with another hill or a false crest after you've just gassed out going up a hill. Just when you think that long steep hill's over, I get army flashbacks here. We've got a false crest, nice flat piece, and then back into steep hill again. Whereas with Ocean View here, they're short stints. Other than those two hills, they're pretty much short stints. You do get regular breathers from the elevation. So in that sense, I would say Nambour's harder. Terrain-wise, I'd argue that Nambour's actually a bit easier than Ocean View. So Ocean View, with all that grass running, you can't see and you can't tell what's underfoot. On Nambour, unless there's a lot of leaf litter, you can see the dirt, you can see the sticks and rocks and roots. That's now 47 parkruns done out of the 140 parkruns in Queensland towards my Statesman quest. From my experience here today, Ocean View Parkrun definitely deserves the reputation and ranking it has as the second toughest parkrun in Queensland. The telling sign for me why Nambour course was hard, it was the misery factor. I was just beat up after Nambour here at Ocean View. Yes, I felt like I worked hard, but Nambour beat me up, and especially in horrendous conditions. As I'm sure I'll find out in the future, it will comfortably hold its ranking in the top 5 hardest parkruns in Australia. What's the X factor out here on the course? 1, the challenge of the course, and 2, this is the most helpful team of volunteers I've ever experienced in any of my parkruns.
Thanks for coming. Hope you liked it.
Dude, hands on, and they make sure you're well briefed and well guided around the course. They are mobile and active. The highlights of the course are obvious out here, that you're actually running through vineyards on an active winery. The congestion here at Ocean View Parkrun, it's light on. So it's small in number, you find yourself plenty of space out here, and especially being out amongst the vineyards, out in the farmland, you'll actually find yourself having plenty of space to enjoy your run and enjoy the scenery out here. The course is definitely not flat, it is definitely not fast, it is a challenging course. It will make you work whether you want to work hard or not, getting up those 2 bigger hills, 2 bigger longer stretches of hills, and also as those ups and downs in the vineyards. The climate here is temperate, but you will find your extremes in the winter, especially get down to 0 out here, and it will heat up into the 30s during the summer. With the scenery that you have here running through the vineyards and the hills on the farms and iron off the cows and dodge the cow paddies, you're going to forget about those seasonal extremes when you're out here. What's the exposure like out on the course? It's mostly open. You're exposed on most of this course. There are some shady sections around the back of the hills, but other than that, you're running through the vineyards in open sun. It is dog friendly and pram buggy friendly. Just be prepared for a bumpy ride. Ready to go for post parkrun, parkfaff, coffee and breakfast? It's undisputed. The old storehouse at Dayborough. Small quirky little country town, 10 minutes drive away from the parkrun, and I reckon the menu here is going to be hard to beat. The top 2 toughest parkruns in Queensland ticked off, that reminds us that I do have an Australia's Toughest Parkrun Challenge. I hit 500 subscribers, I booked the tickets, and I will fly to Perth to settle which is Australia's toughest parkrun, whether it's Nambour or whether it's Mundy Regional in the Perth Hills. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, check out and not miss any further episodes on my Queensland Statesman quest. I'm aiming to complete them all by my 58th birthday. If you like this video, share it with a friend, someone who might be interested in following this Statesman quest so they can see reviews on the parkruns throughout Queensland. Remember, run with faith, run with purpose, run for something greater. God bless. Listen out.